Day 5. Brandon to Thunder Bay. I woke up early as I wanted a head start for what would possibly be a long day on the road. My goal was to make it to Kenora and possibly further, depending on how much time I spent exploring. I left Brandon and took Trans-Canada Highway number 1 towards Kenora. I briefly stopped just outside of Winnipeg to fuel up. After refueling my beast and grabbing a quick bite, I continued onward. While the weather from Brandon and up past Winnipeg was nice, traveling further eastward, the rain clouds came in, and there was some light rain as I was nearing Kenora. It had been over 25 years since I had been here. Kenora was still a charming town. It had actually cleaned up quite a bit from how I remembered it being. The murals painted on the walls of the buildings in Kenora was something I didn't remember from the last time I was here. Murals depicting the people and the heritage of Kenora. Despite the COVID-19 pandemic, the city had plenty of activity. While the downtown core had many of the shops in full operation, closer to the water, things settled down peacefully. I took a stroll along the marina, enjoying the views along the water. After recollecting my memories dating back nearly 3 decades, I decided there was still time in the day to go for a speedy jaunt to Thunder Bay. I would be arriving late, so I had to fuel up the beast and fill up on coffee to make it to town. With all my fluids replenished, off I went. I decided to take the northern route of Highway number 17 to Thunder Bay rather than the alternate routes available. This stretch of highway between Kenora and Thunder Bay was the worst bottleneck I had experienced on this trip thus far. The roads were in poor condition, with narrow single lane and no divider between the directions. Plus, with Northwestern Ontario's numerous lakes, the roads were a twisted mess like 2 serpents in a love trance. Unlike the long, winding roads leading from Revelstoke through Golden and into Banff, these were short sections with no straightaways, almost like a high-speed slalom. While I was downshifting a lot through the Rocky Mountain Range as with the elevation change, I was downshifting a lot through Highway number 17 as the speed decreased around blind corners. Through Vermillion Bay up until Upsala, there were very few straight stretches of road with numerous signs to watch for wildlife. A friend of mine told me not to drive here in the night due to wildlife collisions since he took this trip less than a year ago. I felt the pressure of driving safely. At the same time, I was trying to beat the now encroaching darkness. The rain had subsided long ago as I left Kenora, but now the sun was turning over for another day. A few unsafe passes had me contemplating my driving decisions when overtaking slow-moving lorries. But I chose to attempt to drive with whatever little sunlight was left. I could only imagine how horrible this driveway would be to drive in through the winter and the night. I finally arrived in Thunder Bay very late in the evening. Today would be the longest drive to date. For a total of 11 hours on the road, I was quite tired and ready to wind down for the night. Pulling into my spot to end this day, I gathered my thoughts of my travels. Tomorrow would lead to another adventure, but for now, my body needs rest. Subscribe to the Travel Experience channel. Tap the bell and join the conversation in the comments section below.